Hello YouTube and welcome to the About Me vlog that you shouldn't care about. There's a couple of things I want to talk about to you today, and the first thing is my current film Leica situation. So I started my journey with the Leica R4, which I decided I don't like very much because it turned out that it's more electronic than mechanical camera, and if you pull out the battery you can expose only at 100 of a second. Otherwise the camera is not working if you pull out the batteries, and I don't like this thing. I prefer to have purely mechanical camera, so I bought a Leicaflex, the Leicaflex SL, which is actually the second version of the Leicaflex. In this one I have a loaded film, and later I bought a second one because it was a steal actually. I bought it with this lens which is 70 to 210 plus this 50mm Summicron R2 and this body with a nice bag of I think it was Billingham, and the whole setup was 300 euros. And because of the bad pictures there was not a lot of interest, so I immediately jumped on this offer and I bought the camera. And actually this lens was opened or somebody tried to clean it or fix it, I don't know, so there was mismatched parts and it was not working properly, but I was able to fix it and now it focuses correctly, because before that the front element was shaking and there was some issues. And finally, this is my rangefinder Leica setup, which is the Leica CL with the Voigtlander 40mm Voigtlander, which is kind of native for that system. And later I bought this 90mm Elmar C, so it's made for this particular system. At this point I think I'm very happy from my Leica film setup, because I have the 35 to 70 Vario Elmar 3.5 solid across the whole length from 35 to 70. I'm very happy with this setup. I'll try to make my best to utilize, for example, I'm planning to make a comparison of two films, Lomo Metropolis and Wolfen 500NC, because there is some rumors, people are talking that this is one and the same film just rebranded from Lomography. I don't know if that's the case, but these two bodies are going to give me the opportunity to make a comparison using the same lens, same body. I wanted to have the ability to shoot in one body black and white and in the other body to have color film, because from time to time I'm struggling and I see some nice scene and I want to capture it in color, but I have loaded black and white. And the second body is giving me that flexibility that it's almost like working digital, and you can choose whether to convert your image to black and white or not.
If you're looking for a good film emulation to spice up your digital footage, try the Enhancer Film Emulation plugin. Navigate to their shop on thehancer.com and use promo code MONO for 10% discount of your purchase.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that I started to work with this light meter Seconic L208. Before that I was measuring the light with this TTArtisan meter 2, which is actually a great light meter. You can see 3 exposure setups between aperture and speed. This is some kind of convenience, but what I don't like about this particular light meter is that once you put it on the camera, it's very hard to measure, let's say, your arm. You have to take it off, measure your arm or something else, and you have to put it back on the camera. I prefer this to be away from the camera from the beginning and just to be a separate piece. And the other major issue that I have with this light meter is that it cannot give you exposure times under 1 second, which is not a huge problem, but I prefer to have that ability. The Seconic, of course, have this functionality, and it can measure slower times than 1 second. And the biggest issue that I have with this light meter is that when you work in a bright sunny day, it's very hard to see if it's plus or minus, and you have to turn the camera and make a shade to be able to see if it's a plus or minus. At least I have trouble seeing if it's plus or minus, or am I correct? And that's the main reason. First, I wanted the mobility to be able to move my light meter and measure, even if I want to measure down or up directly at the light. Plus, I have the option for diffuse light. You can put the light meter in the direction of the light towards the camera and measure the falling light and the reflected light. This was mainly what I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to apologize for my absence from YouTube for a while, but probably some of you heard that I have some flags from YouTube. I'm not sure what exactly happened. The only thing that I know is that I'll have to wait 2 months to build good history, and probably the issue with my account will be lifted and disappear. But that's the case at the moment. I'm working on the last part of the Cavallo trip. I want to sit down and select the photos that I like the best, and I want to present them to you, and I want to give you a little bit of feedback, what I'm thinking about my photography, my style of photography, how I choose the composition, what I like. This kind of photography is part of my journey, and it's like documenting my experience of being there. I'm not trying to make some masterpiece that I'm going to print and sell and something like that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all the people that subscribe to my channel. I'll continue to work on it, but yeah, stick around, and thanks a lot for each and every view and each and every subscriber. Bye, see you soon in the last episode of the Cavallo trip.